This here's a true story. It happened to a friend of mine, Deke. Now, Deke was mighty proud of his crew, and he had good reason to be. It was Tuesday, July the 3rd, and the eyes of the world were upon them. They were the night shift at Mission Control in Houston, and on that night, a new chapter of history would be written. You see, Optic 1, the Space Observer satellite, had just touched down on Europa, one of Jupiter's largest moons. Deke and his crew, the men and women at Mission Control, were waiting on the very first images to come from the far side of the solar system. Now, you have to understand, the timing was tight. Deke had only 3 short chances, only 3 Tuesday nights that Mission Control could pluck the pictures from the satellite, or they'd be lost forever in the endless reaches of space. And the fine people on Deke's crew had been working on the Optic 1 project for 9 years. So you understand that things were mighty tense down there in Houston. Everybody was on duty. There were Deke's crew, Deke's backup crew, the network news crews, heck, even Deke's maintenance crew were there that night. Well, the long minutes turned to hours as they waited for the pictures from space to be received by the Borneo tracking station and then relayed to Houston via Hawaii. Finally, the big number crunchers began to junk. All eyes turned to the big screen as the data began to resolve itself. The big picture was just about loaded when the screen went dead. Well, there were yells and screams as Deke's people leapt to their terminals. They began checking, then rechecking the systems and subsystems. Everything was perfect. It should have been working. It had to be working. It wasn't working. Deke barked orders. The crew continued their inspection and debugging as the precious seconds ticked away. Finally, they realized it was too late. The planetary window had closed for that night, and they'd have to try again next week. Everyone stayed by their computer terminals trying to figure out what went wrong, until one by one, they drifted home in the wee small hours of the morning. The following Tuesday night, they were at it again, full tilt a boogie. It was a full house, all crews on duty. Computers were chunking down the information, and up on the big screen, the picture was loading. Everything was going just tickety-boo when all of a sudden, the screen went dead. There was frantic rushing and screaming and cussing, but by the time they got the system back up and running, it was too late. The second window had closed again. The big media crowd left the room, and the techs sweated through the chewing out that Deke gave them, and everyone finally drifted home. On week 3, it was now or never. The last night of the cosmic window. Over at Mission Control, the party atmosphere was long gone. Techies had quadruple-checked every system and subroutine, while up in space, Optic 1 began beaming its data stream across the 250 million miles to the Borneo tracking station. Tension in the control room was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Then the dream came online. Computers started chunking, and the technicians didn't dare leave their terminals. They held their breath while up on the big board, the picture started resolving itself. Deke was sweating bullets. Everything was going fine until, you guessed it. Well, there was screaming and yelling. They tried everything, and then they tried it again. But it was too late. 9 years of hard work gone up in smoke. Deke's crew slowly filed out from the mighty control room. Some of them were even crying. They couldn't believe that the same computer glitch had happened 3 weeks in a row. Deke stood alone in the silent room. Then he noticed that he wasn't alone. Because in the corner of the room, Anna, the cleaning lady, had quietly unplugged her floor polisher and was rolling up the cord. Then she replugged the big mainframe computer into the wall. Her work was done, so she went home. That's when Deke remembered that Tuesdays were Anna's cleaning day. This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine. Oh, the men and women from Deke's crew were assigned to other projects. And Anna, they say she's still cleaning the floor down at Mission Control, but never, ever on a Tuesday.
I got a surprise for